Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda.
All right, welcome to our bullshit budget night, where we don't cover any of the bullshit to do with the budget because we don't really care about their budget. They're screwing us already. And they're just going to screw us even more because all they're trying to do is sell people with friggin' good phony ideas. And so anyway, here's your budget, Albo. Right, guys, over on Matilda TV, right, we've got a poll going over there. It's a really interactive site now, guys. We'd like to see a few of you get over there, join the chat. There's polls in there. There's different things. So, yeah, go over and have a look at it if you're able to open up a couple of screens. And, of course, don't forget, in all the bullshit that's going on, you know, Coles is now coming in and they're going to give you $5,000 a day to help you poison yourself. You know what I mean? Like $5,000 gift card a day. You know, like these guys, it's just unbelievable how they ramp it up. But on the other hand, Elizabeth and the girls from down there in Melbourne have got onto me. There's brochures from the witness statement heading to Melbourne very soon, and we will be pushing it out there. So again, guys, let's get the witness statement out there. Let's use it. All right. We got the second screening up there in Queensland, I think it is. So get out to it, promote it, get it going. And yeah, the word is getting out, guys. All right. It really is. The amount of attention that we get with our A-frame on the back of the boat here.
Thanks,
I
Craig.
took a picture, actually. Yeah. Thanks, Craig. Yeah. Unbelievable. All right. So let's just go through a bit of the crap that's going on out there. Where am I? Oh, here we go. So, it's public knowledge now from Sky News. And this is just funny to watch, guys. You know, it means nothing. We all know we're very well educated, but the Teals have considerably less integrity than the mainstream parties. Well, you know, to me, to go back to the Beverly Hillbillies, they're all as low as a snake belly in a wagon rut, guys. That's about where it goes. Now, here we've had a thing on Q&A about the Tuesday on Monday night's episode of Q&A. And this lady was telling how she was forced to lie on her CV. And that was the only way that she could get a job, to say that she was 10 to 15 years younger than what she was, being just over 50. So, yeah, quite funny to see what's going on. You know, it's just, And this lady says here she's getting $500 a week, job seeker, and that's inclusive of a $450 week rent. So look, we know what's going on there, guys. And the sooner we all, come against it, we got it. Should we be using CRISPR to create disease-resistant species? Well, you've already used CRISPR to do what you wanted to do with your mRNA vaccines, guys. So, throw your CRISPR out the door. We're not interested in it. Outback Queensland continuing to get hit, guys. There's more water, more rain over Queensland, and a bit more to come, I think. So we're told. Okay. Anger is Albanese signs endangered species death warrant. So, the experts fear could tear a hole in the nation's fragile environment laws. Well, the environment laws aren't fragile because it's about you guys, but it's about Tasmanian salmon farming industry, guys. And the best thing we could do is get rid of salmon farming. We all know what the salmon farming is about, okay? And it's not good for us. It's not good for our health. And I won't even go into that one. But, yeah, you shouldn't be – none of you people will be doing this anyway, all right? But, just an Uber Eats driver, having a piss in a elevator going up the 10th floor to deliver the food in one hand, having a slash in the other. And we all know who's, usually delivering the Ubers and that, don't we, guys? You know what I mean? And he got caught on the camera and they're actually got him and they've got a police investigation into it. So good on him. But, I mean, I'm not portraying any particular, but, I know mostly who these people are. I see them all the time, and it's not what we want in Australia, guys. That's just friggin' disgusting, mate. Anyway, details, please. Yeah, it was, okay. It was on it's gone now. All right. It's out on the mainstream. Come in, Caz, when you're right, darling.
All right. I'm ready to go tonight. So, yeah, no. I was
budget on. Yeah, you're happy about the budget.
No. They're just lies to us anyway. No, they're just lying to us. Look, I think we've just come full circle. Here we have Billboard Chris up in Queensland, and he is actually being arrested. Let me just have a look at it here. Where did I put it?
Is this when he's just come back to go to court?
Yeah. Yep. So, I'll bring it in. Actually, no, I will bring it in now. I'll get rid of Zali because she's a pest anyway. So I'll just.
The only good thing you could do, Zali, was put 2 skis on your feet and friggin' and you were good, darling. I'll give it to you, but you must have hit your head a few times because you lost your marbles.
Oh, it's funny.
She was great. Yeah, got to give it to her. She was brilliant, mate. As a skier, as a politician. 0. Hold the scorecards up.
I don't have it for some reason. I don't know where it is. But anyway, look, Billboard Chris has been arrested again in Queensland. Okay, now, look, here's the thing. Now, I wanted to just basically show you this book. So this is a book by John Pilger. He has got a really great he is a really great author, was before he died. His great-grandfather, Francis McCarthy, was bought out on the John Barry, okay? And he was convicted for uttering unlawful oaths. And he was, and that is basically, this charge is interpreted in English courts as at that time, as making up political agitation or taking part in seditious conspiracy. And he was sentenced to transportation for 14 years to a penal colony. Okay, so now to be guilty of objecting to enforced degradation and starvation in Ireland during the first half of the 19th century was to be a political criminal. Okay, now you got to remember, people came out here, they were arrested and they were basically charged, they were convicted and they were brought into Australia. And some of them, one girl I read, she was 11 years old and she stole a loaf of bread to feed her family. Tacitus wrote that the more corrupt the state, the more numerous the laws. You've got Billboard Chris being arrested because he was having a conversation. So we've come full circle. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. The reason why they want more numerous laws is because every time you do anything, you're breaking the law then, and then they can arbitrarily enforce it. So they can basically, and that is the complete opposite of freedom, because when people are free, they can actually say what they like. You don't have freedom in a country if you can't be free to speak. Bottom line. So I don't know whether we can afford to go to an election, and that's why I asked David to put up the poll over on Project Matilda, because they are asking us to consent to their fraudulent activities.
Matilda TV.
Matilda TV.
Matilda
guys.
TV, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, look, Caz, you're dead right, and we all know it. We're very well educated, and the thing we've got to do is get others' education, you know, and hey, let's not forget, you people in Western Australia, you got the light. Us people over here got the corruption whistleblower. The old witness statement is taken front center and, you know, stage at the moment. And that's not a bad thing, guys. But just remember, we've got all these resources to be using, okay?
Exactly.
Time to dig in deep and use them.
When you look at what is going on, also not only that, but with our doctors. Okay, this is a report by Amber Drake, and I thank her for putting it up. I've cut it up. Without her permission, but I'm hoping she won't mind. But this is a report outside of Dr. Valerie Pierce. But look at us. Look at how many people that are there.
Okay, I'm outside the Magistrates Court in Melbourne. I've just been in supporting that Dr. Valerie Pierce with her court case, one of her court cases, which she's been dragged through more than 37 plus hearings, protecting her patients from what they may have lawfully declined, which was that COVID bioweapon. So she's actually saved people's lives and been dragged through court for that privilege, which is an absolute disgrace. So today she's been in court for one charge, which was obstructing AHPRA's investigation, and they had a warrant to search her premises, her doctor's rooms and her car, because she was protecting her patients' private information. So we're outside the Magistrates Court. So what happened was Valerie challenged the judge. He was pretty shitty with her. She walked out. They proceeded with the case anyway. She's charged $500, and the charges were dropped for this one case. Mainstream media are out here waiting for someone. I don't know. You've got Channel 9, Channel 10, Channel 7, all ready to lie to the public about something. Whatever they're going to be reporting is going to be a lot more important, obviously, than what's going on with the doctors that are being charged for protecting their patients. Valerie's been going through these court proceedings since 2023.
A bit nicer to the media than I may have been, or a bit, I would have.
No, she said they'll be lying about something. I love that line.
That's right.
Okay, and this is
That's
our people
all they
also.
do,
And this is this is our people also in Sydney at Dr. Miley Trend's hearing at NCAT.
They lied about everything, including my room. Hi!
And here's her comment on it.
Hi everyone. I just want to describe the situation here at the tribunal. So I have approximately 50 to 60 people who are here to witness the hearing. We have requested the tribunal to live stream the hearing because there's public interest in my case, but the tribunal has refused. So the situation we have now is that only 15 people can be in the hearing room, and the rest are sitting outside, not able to witness the proceeding. This is just unacceptable from NCAT. I think that people should write in and make a complaint to the president of NCAT. This should be an open and transparent hearing. It should not be behind closed doors. The public is interested in my case, and the way things are conducted is unacceptable.
Okay, so she goes for a last day tomorrow, I think, Caz. So we might try and get in contact with the people and get her on for Friday night, I think. and let her tell what happened in court from her mouth. So I think that would be a great thing to do.
Absolutely. All right, now
Thursday night we've got Sue Wrightson from Trumpet of Patriots. So Friday night we'll try and get Miley on.
All right. Now, Dr. Joanne House, she's basically attacking the Labour Party, and this is how she plans to do it.
To force Labor to block the Radical Greens abortion bill. Join me this Tuesday, so tomorrow, in the seat of East Hills. We'll be meeting outside our office. The details will be in the caption below. 10 a.m, bright and early. Bring your walking shoes. We're going to letterbox her seat. Then the next day, we're in the seat of Riverstone, in the seat of Warren Kirby, Labor MP. Please join me at 10 a.m. I know a lot of you guys are working, but if you're a young mum and you've got kids, bring them along. If you're a retiree, please join me. If you want to letterbox these seats in full, it's our only way to stop this radical bill.
Can we get our witness statement out with your pamphlets? That would be great. That would be great. It would.
Well, we might have to actually organise some witness statements or letterbox drops everywhere. Just everyone just commit to doing it.
They're happening. Houses. People have got them happening. So, we just need more people getting involved. But, I don't know with the latest what the printer's actually knocked out at the moment total, but I will find out. We'll let you know tomorrow night. Won't we, Craig?
That's it. Now, also with there's also been a really interesting turn with that Madison King has come up with regards to the the homelessness. Yeah. So this is her response to a question that she had.
Called this afternoon to help this lady out. I thought, no worries. I'll give her the 3 acts. If she could turn up to court, appeal it, and win her case. Then, as I was about to upload, it dawned on me. Hang on. What council worker is working at 1 o'clock in the morning to fine people for sleeping in their cars? Or is this just predatory behaviour and she has a stalker? To the lady who's in this position, 1, you have a case. 2, here are 3 acts that you can use. 3, you don't need a lawyer, just walk in and do it yourself. 4, good luck. So, here are your 3 laws that you can use to counteract the stupidity. First law to apply to your case is the 2009 Government Act. So that's Queensland and the Gold Coast. Now, if you can prove that you are on private property, the fine is invalid. It's that simple. And if they need photograph, then that has to come from the council member who said that you are on public verge. The second one is the Transport Operations Act of 1995. So this one will counteract the police fine. So under compassionate grounds, if you're living in your car and you're homeless, you can take this to court under that particular act as well as the Human Rights Act and have that fine appealed. And the third one is your Human Rights Act. So the Human Rights Act of 2019 is where you can actually argue that the fines are disproportionate and violate your rights to privacy, home, and protection from unnecessary punishment.
Did you know it was illegal to sleep in your vehicle? Well, it is. I got woken up at 1:30 this morning. A council worker must have been patrolling the area and the little weasel must have called the police officer. The 2 of them were at my door at 1:30 and they issued me with this notice, and it is an unlawful camping in a public place, which carries an $806 fine. Where was I parked? I'm happy you asked. On my property, in my driveway. My house is currently in the process of being built. There's only a few things left to do, and yet I'm not allowed to stay in my van. They assumed I was sleeping. For all they know, I could have just been there reading a book with my aircon on, but they assumed that I was sleeping there, and there is an $806 fine.
Wow.
They are so wicked. Like, that's so
$806. You're kidding, for sleeping in your own driveway too. You know, like, are you just like, anyway. No,
well, there's this. Someone sent me this one as well. So, so this person's asked that it be shared out, but she says, I'm a registered nurse, third space, and I've done some volunteering, and they're absolutely appalled by the humanity or lack of humanity showed by Brisbane City Council introducing fines for people sleeping rough. Just wanted to share my frontline experience with what I've seen in the first few weeks since the introduction of these laws. Patients have been reported have reported they have ditched their tents and most of their personal belongings to avoid looking like they are camping in public. Most people are sleeping out in the open with no protection from the elements, limited clean clothes and socks, and 80% of patients I saw Monday and Tuesday had preventable infections, boils from wearing dirty, sweaty clothes for days. Staph is highly contagious and infectious when people huddle together to get warm, and it spreads quickly. She's seen a huge increase in colds and flus and things like that. So it's the behaviour of these councils and government agencies is just absolutely outrageous. Not to mention just completely un-Australian. We don't do that. We help each other out.
Yeah, well, Mel's just had to go up and go for a visit into the hospital actually, and it's pretty packed out. She was telling me it's off its head up there at Wollongong. So, and God bless anyone in the cancer wards or any else up there, guys, or any wards that are doing it tough. We're thinking about you. It's been a horrendous battle, and the truth is going to come out. So.
Well, we've got this one. So basically, Sky News or 7 News is reporting Australia is on the brink of a meat disaster after a raft of abattoir closures across the country. Urgent action basically being needed. Then you've also got the issue of the H1N1 in the world's first case of H5N1 bird flu found in UK sheep, sparking Australian biosecurity warning.
Sure. Yeah, a load of bullshit.
Yep. And then you've got this
crap, man.
Yeah, but check this out. So the crime rate soars under Labor. This is in Victoria. 20 homes are violently invaded each day. But don't worry, because there's a solution. You see, they're looking to legal recognition of Sharia law. It just doesn't get.
No, they just don't stop, do they? They're just do not stop. It's just consistent tyranny.
Yeah, I know. So, and the thing is too that you've got the situation as well where people are actually fighting back. Dan Andrews has basically been blackballed from this town. He's been blacklisted.
Yep.
So entire town bans Dan Andrews as blacklist continues.
Yep. Good on him. That's around where he's trying to build. Yeah, it's all over for him. Get out of there, man. No one's going to buy your property neither. That can just sit there and go to dust. Yeah. In fact, people should take it over. People should have it as a party house. Oh, maybe just, look after the homeless. Actually, there's a better idea.
Yeah, that's exactly right. One of the things that's very interesting is the rise of the teals. And we had about the teals on last night. And now you've got this little flashback of Monique Ryan.
Put your masks on from repeated infection.
You said you don't always wear a mask inside. In fact, Sky News has been sent a video of you at a local event in Hawthorn. I just want to show it to you, dancing and in close quarters with others at the Hawthorn Community Chest Trivia Night. That was August 19, less than 3 weeks after you told your parliamentary colleagues to put on the mask. Isn't there an inconsistency there?
Look, as I said, Kieran, I don't always wear a mask. I don't wear a mask if I'm eating or drinking. I didn't know you had that video.
Yeah.
And then, so there's her, but there's also, there's also Zali being called out as well.
A Labor voter. I am from a traditional Liberal family. Look, I feel that as many moderate Liberal centre.
Well, Tony Abbott's been the local member in Warringah for nearly 25 years. Have you ever voted for him?
I must say I haven't.
So you never voted for him, you never voted Labor. Who have you been voting for?
Who indeed? Who indeed?
Mate, they just all need to be ousted. We know what needs to go on. And, hopefully we're all getting together to do enough exposure to do the damage to get them all ousted, guys. That's the agenda.
Yeah. Well, in Tasmania, we have our contributor from down there, Daryl Poke, and he's done a little shoot for us.
Another glorious morning here in sunny downtown Tasmania, in Devonport. This is the what they call the Bluff area. Out to sea, it's between here and the Australian mainland, called Bass Strait. And yeah, what an absolutely glorious day we've got. And it's just a shame that they want to keep putting toxic chemicals in the skies to poison us. Anyway, have a lovely day, Daryl.
They might actually be
Thanks,
running
guys.
out. Well, I have noticed. Have you noticed since the aid money has been US aid money has been cut off? I noticed that it stopped in America, but we haven't actually had much spraying overhead. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, we still had a little bit here on the coast, I can tell you. But anyway, yeah, let's keep our eye on that over the next couple of days, actually.
Well, I'm actually starting to get really suspicious as well, because you've got this situation where CSIRO has now been targeted by Doge. So they've been sent the same survey. So very, very interesting. Like all of the universities are now the CSIRO. Very interesting. So, and what's interesting as well is it looks like that. Yeah, but it looks like they've been taking taxpayer money from the American taxpayers. But it seems to be offset with people getting free energy resources from us. And you can see that with these two reports here.
Letting a handful of giant multinational oil and gas companies drain Australia of gas. These companies export 80% of Australia's gas. They use more gas running their export terminals than Australians use to produce electricity or manufacturing. And then they tell us there's a gas shortage. Our governments give them more than half the gas they export for free by not charging them royalties, and let them price gouge us for our own gas. These companies are then using the gas shortages that they are creating to push our governments into approving massive new gas export projects so they can export more gas. It's amazing our governments fall for it. There's only one way to keep Australian gas for Australians, and that is to cut gas exports. Big gas are taking the piss, our governments are letting them, and ordinary Australians are paying the price.
Yeah, we are. And it's not just the gas either. Look at this.
Reigns supreme as the world's superpower in manufacturing based on Australian iron ore. That's right, 90% of China's iron ore comes from Western Australia. You control that. Why shouldn't we put a 15% licensing fee on our own iron ore? There's nowhere else they can buy it. You think Xi Jinping and his government is going to give up their preeminent position in world trade because of a measly 15%? But you know what that would do? That would pay off our government debt. It's either going to be paid off by you in higher taxes, or it can be paid off in the vigorous application and demand for our resources. The trouble is we've got politicians with no experience, that have never done international trade, that don't realise how much we're losing.
Well, I would actually say that
We want it all back, Clive, to tell you the truth. Yeah, we want it all back. Go, sorry.
Yeah, that's... No, you go.
Yeah, we want it all back. You know, none of this 15%. This is ours, man. It's not theirs. All right, it's been illegally given away, and it's owned by us, we the people. And our gas, all our resources, every single one of them. You know, the Chinese own our water. Are you kidding me? You know, Japan's the biggest consumer of our gas. And we buy it back at what? You know, it's just insanity.
It is insane.
How we sat back and watched all this happen for so many years is just crazy.
Well, you know, like the thing is, though, the people are starting to pay attention now, and the reason why is because stories like this. So the Sky News is reporting that the average Australian family is $10,600 worth of under labour. So he's actually analysed the costs of everything, which is interesting because guess what Albo has done? He's got a little bit of a solution. You know what he's going to do? He's going to do a Biden. Okay, so now they've invited lots of social media influencers to the budget for the first time.
Are you kidding me? All right, we know who all the shills are, guys, when we see that list. Okay, there you go.
I know. All right. Now, there's something that's very odd. Now, the Sikhs are usually don't cause too much trouble. Within the Australian communities or to communities that they migrate to, but we've got this story here. Now, there's been protests that have broken out over a lake, and it's revealed that the government ignored the advice to consult the public. What's actually happened is Berwick Springs Lake has been changed to Guru Nanak Lake, and it was because the Sikh community lobbied for it.
Unreal.
And that's in Casey. That's in Casey as well. We've had a lot of Casey as well. A lot of Casey reports with the council. So interesting.
Sorry, I'm just yeah.
No, you're right.
We're getting a lot of reports. I got other people down there in Victoria I was talking to again today, and they've been given 4 months leniency on the caravans on that property and stuff. So, we just got to keep punching away at them, guys. Keep going.
This guy's had a rant about the Darwin and the Chinese leasing the ports.
Can we talk about the fact that Australia let a Chinese company take control of a major port for 99 years and barely anyone talks about it? In 2015, the Australian government leased the port of Darwin to a Chinese company called Landbridge Group for just $506 million. Darwin is strategically important to Australia. It's used by the Australian and US military. I served there myself. So why would the government hand it over? As it turns out, key Aussie politicians had close business ties with China. They claimed it was just a commercial deal, but ignored national security concerns. The United States warned Australia this was a massive security risk, but the deal still went through. After public backlash, the government promised to review the deal. That was years ago, and nothing has changed. So why is Australia still letting a foreign company control a key port? And what else is being sold off? Like, share and follow for more, comment below and get engaged. Never alone.
Yeah, we know exactly what's going on there, buddy. But yeah, that's it. Get it out there.
Yeah, and it's
treason.
also it's treason. My opinion is treason, absolute treason. Now, also you've got Jared Rennick has been talking about the lack of home ownership and with foreign buyers.
Can I just clarify the rules around foreign ownership of housing? And I'd just like to reference an article on the web that, it's just on the Daily Mail talking about, I'll just quote it for you. Chinese home buyers have made a strong return to the Australian housing market, driven in part by the weaker dollar and the Chinese New Year holiday period. XXX of this agency, which specialises in selling homes to Chinese buyers, had already seen a 20% increase in inquiries for viewing properties during the Chinese New Year. My understanding of it was that foreigners can only buy new property, not existing property. And question one. And question two is, can the parents of students studying here buy property here?
Senator, in answer to your first question, there's recently been an announcement of a ban on purchase of established dwellings. So until recently, there were certain circumstances under which people could buy established dwellings, but that will change effective 1 April.
Right, okay.
For a ban, and I'm happy to go through the exceptions that there were, but basically...
what were the exceptions, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so either it involves a primary residence in Australia, or the purchase of a property by an employer on behalf of an employee, or where there is substantial redevelopment that adds to the housing stock.
Yeah, okay. So in the case of the
Mate,
So-
they can't answer Rennie's questions. I'll give you that, mate. They can't.
Well, he just keeps hammering at them, yeah. Now, what told me? Oh, we got a little bit of time here. Yeah, that's a bit unusual. All right. So one of the things that I really wanted to, we don't really get enough time to play on. We have touched a little bit on it, but this is Lady Liberty. She's been talking about the government seizure of the guns, not only in Western Australia, but now, as forecast, it's coming to Queensland.
Problems coming, but they think they are safe. Haha. Yes, there was big news out of Queensland this week about 300 with mag rifles being denied PTAs. And I don't want to sound like my dear friend Aussie Reviews, but I can hear him screaming from all the way over in Queensland. We told you so. We warned that WA's laws would spread, that other states and territory governments would use WA as an example of why they can start bringing in similar restrictions in your state. And this is what is happening. So I would, if I was in those states, I would be, I know I don't think we can rely on one shooting organisation or anyone else for that matter to defend our liberties. You have to look at what you can do as an individual to stand up against this injustice. And there is a problem. There is a problem with every Firearms Act written that give police officers the power to use their own judgment in regards to approving or denying applications. And this is not how the law should be written. It should be black and white.
Yes, arbitrary use of the law. Leave it to somebody's opinion. And this is because, like I was very worried because there's 1 million illegal guns in circulating around Australia, okay? Now, Topher's actually done a pretty good breakdown. He said, so I did the math. 1 million illegal guns plus 4 million registered guns equals 5 million guns in Australia. In 2023, there are 27 murders involving guns. But there's 25 million people responsible for a total of 247 murders, which makes Australians without guns nearly twice as likely to kill someone compared to Australians with guns, including illegal guns. So very interesting, just there on the statistics of it all.
Yep. No, it's all about the total control, guys, and the digital ID. We got to move, man. We got to move. We got to get these people awake. What's going on out there? But yeah, they are. They are.
Now we've had some interesting, lot of interesting overseas news, and it's stuff that we've known, but it's just interesting that it's actually proven now. So Barack Obama was using US aid to pretend to send aid overseas, but was laundering it to train renter riots instead.
Yeah.
Now this has come from.
There's so much coming out. It's just incredible.
Yeah. No, they're going to have. Well, Obama can't be arrested because he has diplomatic immunity because he's previous president. But the thing is, he can be impeached. He can be impeached for what he has done during his time in office and also for his time out of office. Now, the other thing that's really interesting as well is France is doing exactly the same. They're following the same playbook, which is this, and that is Le Pen is facing 10 years in prison as Macron's weaponized justice system seeks to ban her from holding office. So same as what the DOJ did or attempted to do with Trump. Still doing it. I see.
Oh, mate. They're going off at Trump over there, this crap leak and all this bullshit. It's just insane, mate. They're trying every trick in the book, they are.
That's it. And we have this, and we've covered yesterday how the Tesla owners the leftists were actually damaging they're eating their own people because freedom lovers don't actually buy into Tesla, okay?
No.
Somebody's put this meme together. Maybe Elon Musk can buy Pfizer so we can watch the Democrats become anti-vaxxers.
Very smart. Very, very smart.
And we have some really cool Q news. We like a bit of Q news here. Anyway, so there's this painting that's been on display in Trump International, Los Angeles. Okay? And it's called the Trump card. But when you actually zoom in on it, what you find is there's a little shadowy John Durham there and a Q up the top.
Someone up the top there too.
Q.
Yeah.
That's Q.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And then somebody else up the top. Yeah. There's a few figures in it.
So, yeah, very interesting stuff.
Yeah, well, the movie's getting a bit crazy, so I'd like it to end. So, you know, let's just wake everyone up and take Australia back. That's my game plan.
Very good. And it is a good game plan. I'm in on that. And you also have, conspiracy theorists are right again. We said that 23andMe was selling our data.
Yep.
Let's see what James O'Keefe has discovered.
23andMe comes in, trying to figure out what all you are. I should do that.
You shouldn't do that, though. Do not give your information to they sell it to other people.
Do they sell it to Russia?
They sell it to spies.
Meet Nathaniel Johnson, a policy advisor for the United States Department of the Treasury.
There's a clause in their contract that basically says, like, we can give your information to our shareholders so that they can do something. And all of their shareholders are like pharmaceutical companies. But some of those pharmaceutical companies are companies based in other countries, and those pharmaceutical companies in other countries are like the property of like the Ministry of Defense of Russia, or like owned by China.
Now, we said ages ago that China was buying the 23andMe DNA data of people.
Data. Yep.
And it's just basically...
We were right.
We're right. We're right. Again.
Yeah.
Again. Or maybe we should just say still right. Still right. That's going to be anything. So, all right. Well, look, we're being taken out by a song called Nah Mate Nah, and it's by Jag Talks. So, Dave, if you would like to wrap up and close.
All right.
Show.
Yeah, the wrap-up's dedicated to someone I'd like to come on the show and have a debate with, because the rumours, Mr. Ryan Park, the rumours are that none of the health system's happy with you, bro. None of them. So you're in hot water, and I think you'd be sweating a little bit around the collar. So come and let us know, Ryan, why you're not interested in looking at, you know, the vaccines that are killing our babies the moment they come out the womb. You know, the people that your tyrannous friggin' rules kept out of a hospital system to put people on run death is near. They bought masks with no feeding tubes. All complicit, Mr. Ryan Park. So this show's dedicated to you, Mr. Ryan Park, all right? Your health system is trashed like the rest of Australia. Pick your game up, be a man, come and face the public. Good night, guys.
Good night, guys. Good night.
In a world where the truth's on a tightrope, they're selling us lies, but we're not losing hope. Aussies have had enough. Who do you think you are? Are you governing for us? We say, nah, mate, nah. Misinformation bill, nah, mate, nah. Big corporation shill, nah, mate, nah. Letting kids online, nah, mate, nah. We're calling time and saying, nah, mate, nah, nah. They wanna tell us what's fiction or fact. Our rights and freedom under attack. Stand proud, Aussies with heart. Sell our rolling shoulders. Nah, mate, no, no. Misinformation bill, nah, mate, nah. Big corporation shill, nah, mate, nah. Letting kids online, nah, mate, nah. We're calling time and saying, nah, mate, nah, no. So we're telling Polly's, you've gone too far. You're not working for us. Nah, mate, nah. We're told what to think, how to parent too. Nah, mate, nah. We're voting out Joe. You want control, want to shape our fate. Nah, mate, nah, we'll make Australia great. Don't listen to us, don't listen to truth. It'll be a big nah, mate, nah, at the polling booth. Misinformation bill, nah, mate, nah. Big corporation shill, nah, mate, nah. Banning kids online, nah, mate, nah. We're calling time and saying, nah, mate, nah. Misinformation, nah, mate, nah. Digital ID, nah, mate, nah. Yeah.